Good evening, Dr. Yvonne.
Hello, Nika
How are you
now.
doing today?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. You find the time for us for the 237 CEB rendezvous. It was a great pleasure for me to meet you at the 237 Gala. It was the
Thank you.
first time, and I am hoping that we could have many more occasion to meet each other.
Me too, me too. Would love to.
Please, could you introduce yourself and tell us about your professional and immigration background?
Okay, I'm originally from Cameroon, as you know. Arrived in Canada in 1999, and yeah, took some time to get my papers, but finally had my papers. And then I'm married. I have three kids. I'm now working in Calgary as a family physician and the clinical lecturer at the University of Calgary, where I train medical students and residents getting into residency and also support Cameroonian doctors and other international trained doctors to guide them to get into residency in Canada. I'm also the owner of KFS RX Meals together with my husband Wilfred, which is available on Amazon
Mhm.
and also in about 45 or more stores, Sobeys, Safeway in Calgary. So that's a nutshell who I am.
Yes, you have some books that you already yes, tell us something about these books, please. We want to know.
Yeah, so during COVID, a group of us, a lady reached out to me from the US and about a book that she was looking at writing for immigrant women's journey. So Dr. Lulu, we call her.
Okay.
And so it's a book about 22 women, three different countries, different backgrounds, coming together to write about their immigrant stories. And so it became a bestseller. So that was really interesting to see how women can all come together and share their stories just to inspire others. And after that, I got the writing bug, and I wrote my next book, which is What's Obesity Got to Do with It? 30 Steps to a Healthier You.
Mhm.
Because around during COVID, a lot of people were at home, not doing much. And I think people became very creative, and I was one of them. And I decided to write this book. And it just inspires others to take charge of their health. So we are all CEOs of our health. And if we don't take care of ourselves, if we don't advocate for ourselves, no one would, right? We, the family doctors and other healthcare professionals, we help
Yes.
advocate for you. But you are with your body 24/7. And I believe that you should notice any changes that you have and bring it to the attention of your doctors. Yeah.
Okay. I noticed through social media that you held an event about the menopause. Could you tell
Mhm.
us something about that, please? Because I'm not in menopause yet, but I will be
Mhm.
there very soon. I want to know more about that.
About that. Yeah, so we held an event. I have two other ladies. One is Maria Wu and Grace Oben. So we
Mhm.
have an organization called the Women Empowerment Network. So we held an event back in May about, so our theme is health, wealth, and leadership.
Mhm.
And so the health panel this year was about menopause and
Mhm.
healthy aging, and we had also the regular screening that we should have also at midlife. So it was very interesting to talk a little bit about perimenopause and then menopause, and then later on, two of my friends, Wisdom in Bloom, Dr. Nadi and Dr. Roberts, they also had another event with on
Mhm.
menopause. So I was one of the facilitators also. So it brought women together to just share their menopause stories, and we had family physicians along different tables who would just help answer those answer those questions that they had. So it
Mhm.
was very interesting to see how or that how women would come together and openly communicate with each other and support each other through that
Yes.
midlife journey. Because whether we like it or not, we'll spend if we live an average age, most people live in North America is like 82. God's willing, we all really live that age. We spend about 40% of our time in menopause, which is a
Mhm,
time when our hormones, our periods stop, right? So in a woman's life, the two important, not that the other ones are not important, where the major changes is when you start seeing your period, which we call menarche. And then now the periods keep going. And then at some point, the periods start getting irregular, which becomes perimenopause. And then 12 months goes by, the period starts to get stops. Then that's when we call it menopause. And
mhm,
that's when we see all the changes in the hormones going up and mostly down. We have the estrogen, luteinizing hormone, follicle stimulating hormones, all those progesterone, all those hormones are out of whack. And because of that, women get different symptoms that can affect them from head to toe.
absolutely. Thank you very much for this presentation, Doctor. I learned more about you, and I'm lucky to follow you on social media so I can see a lot of your activities. Now, regarding your field, which is the community sector? What does the 237 Canadian Excellence Ball represent to you?
So to me, it really represents innovation. It really represents coming out to acknowledge what people are doing, which is really very important because it inspires other people coming from our part of the world, or any young immigrant girl, or any girl at all, or any, even the guys. It can also inspire them because we're also men that had awards. It inspires you to go, to push forward, to keep going, because I think of myself as a young 3 year old girl. I used to run around living with my grandma in a little town in Southwest called Econa. And I would see the plane flying and thinking one day I will get on that plane, and here am I today in Canada. So I want every little girl out there to keep hope alive, to keep dreaming, to dream big. It will come
Mhm.
to pass.
Yes. Okay. And during the event, yes, we talked like for 5 minutes, not too much because I had a lot of people to meet that day. But
Mhm.
what particularly moved or impressed you during the first edition, because it was the first,
Mhm.
and thank you to trust us for the first edition. Yes, for this very first initiative, what impressed you the most?
Organization. That was very, very well organized. That was the first thing that really impressed me. And for that, I'll be grateful. And what made me, leave myself, Nadine and I, Patrick from Alberta, to come is when someone is doing something good, you
Mhm.
have to support them because that keeps you going. It's just the beginning of 237 Excellence Award, right? There are so many talented Cameroonians out there. There's so many
Really?
different countries that do things like that, but we don't really have from Cameroon. So it's very innovative, and we have to be there to support you. And looking forward to helping you with many more.
Thank you, Doctor. This event is designed to bring to help people know that we are many from
Hmm.
our part of the world, as you said, or just from Cameroon, who uh, realize a lot of things and contribute to the Canadian economy.
Yeah.
Because I meet a lot of people every single day that are,
Hmm.
I can use the word distracted because the people don't allow them to explore the new environment
Hmm.
and make a choice. They just tell them, go do that, go do that, go and do that, go and do. But sometimes after like 5 years, you realize that you don't like it, but
Hmm.
you waste a lot of time.
Hmm.
You wasted a lot of time and you have to start again. And as adults, we have responsibility, we have children. We can't just start again, over again all the time. So it was to help people have a an enlightened choice. and meet some mentors.
Exactly.
Yes, because only me, I can convince people to tell them, no, you can do something different. They want to see other people realizing different things to trust on me, to trust on the immigration, because the immigration
Mhm.
has a lot of struggles.
It is
I
so
think you
true.
experienced that too.
Exactly. You said that rightly, right? Because when you see, I just find it takes in Cameroon or an African proverb, it takes a village to succeed, right? So when you see others who can hold your hands and help you guide you to your goals, it's important. To me, I don't want people to make the same mistakes that I made to get to where I am. I don't want them to take that much longer time to get to their dreams. As a
Mhm.
result of that, I have to support them so that they get there faster. And I'm hoping they will do the same for the next generation, right? Because to me, together we win. Yeah.
But that day, did you meet new people,
Oh,
interesting people? Did
yes.
you get some new partnership?
Of
Let us know.
course. Of course. I met lots of people. We exchanged numbers and we keep communicating right now. So that was the whole event. I always have the rule of three minimum. Every time I go to a networking event, I
Mhm.
must leave with minimum three numbers. And
Yes,
if I don't
it's
do
important.
that, I'm not leaving. Yeah, I didn't just go there to dance and smile. When you go out, you're going out to network. And don't just go and talk and go. I need to go with something because you
Mhm.
never know when that person will need you or when you will need that person or when you know somebody who needs support and you can connect them to that person. Yeah.
It's the main purpose of that event. It's not just an award ceremony. It's a kind
Mm-hmm.
of networking with different profile at the same place, because it's very easy to meet people in that kind of area and
Yeah.
connect with them. It's easier than
Mm-hmm.
on the street, for example,
Exactly.
or
Yeah.
just online. Even though after the COVID, the life became online. Everything now is
Exactly.
online.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now you are our coup de cœur, 2025 coup de cœur.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know why you are our coup de cœur.
I
I
don't know.
made a
Tell me
lot
more
of
about it. I would
research.
love to know more about that.
Yes, the committee and I, we did a lot of research about the candidates, and I most of your profile, maybe among the finalists, I was knowing two people, not more than two people.
Mm-hmm.
Other people were just like, I don't know her, I don't know him, but I want to know more.
Yes.
Today, I can tell something about each of our finalists
Mm-hmm.
because I
Mm-hmm.
had the opportunity to meet them, to discuss with them, and to explore the background
Mm-hmm.
online, through LinkedIn, through Google, because I found a lot of things about you on Google, not only
Mm-hmm.
LinkedIn, but on Google.
Mm-hmm.
And the choice was already made about the special recognition. But
Mm-hmm.
I saw no, this woman, she can come, she can't come, but she deserves something.
Mm-hmm.
She deserves something to know that her work is noticed.
Thank
She's in
you.
competition, but normally I think your profile, you don't need to compete. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion, you don't need to
Yeah.
compete. But Nadine, thanks to her, she
Mm-hmm.
chose to put you in competition. And through that competition, I discovered who you are.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
And it was a way to say your work is seen and deserve to be seen by other people, because it's more beneficial for us to know people like you, to know
Thank
about your
you.
background, because it's inspiring. And today I can talk with my children. I have 6 children, and through the 237 Canadian Excellence Ball, I can tell them, you have many people coming from Cameroon like us who
Yes.
achieve this, 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 and over the time when they will grow, they could have the opportunity to connect with you too.
Exactly. That's
Yes,
the whole
personally.
essence. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for what you just said. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Yes. Now, do you have some suggestion for the future edition? Any suggestion? It could be about the organization, it could be about the process before that day. Anything, let us know because we want to improve things to make our community prouder, 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 prouder all the time, not
Yeah.
just stagnant.
Yeah. I think what would be my suggestion I have would be at some point we think of doing it in different parts of Canada. So let's say this year we do in the West, next year we do in the Maritimes and in the
Mhm,
Northern Province, just
mhm,
so that others can also benefit from it. And why
mhm.
not? It also makes people see different parts of Canada. So it's a win-win,
Exactly.
right? Yeah. Because like now we did in Toronto, like doing it again in Toronto would be like, what? Right? If let's say you decide and say, okay, this year I'm gonna do it more, yeah? Oh, okay, let's go to the West, right? We choose a city in the
Mhm.
West. And then, right? I think that's my suggestion. And also now that we are all part of this, we all would help support to make it known, right? Because for us, we took a leap of faith. We believed in what you were doing and we came. And a lot of people didn't know about it until it happened, right? So now that we are part of it, we almost become like the ambassadors, like
Exactly.
this to support you on this journey so that now others can get to know about it and then we'll have more nominations and yeah, and then go from there. And another thing, recommendation to him, I think, is the voting process. It was very long. A lot of people, they voted, they got tired, right? Maybe shorten the voting period. And yeah, those are, yeah, because 30 days was a long time. Yeah, I think it was about that. We can have a one week time and advertise, publicize it and say, hey, you have this day to this day to vote. Then done. Yeah.
Uh, I didn't mention that you received the King George Medal.
In Charles? Oh yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
mention that. And you received that day, or the day of the 237 gala, you received all of the finalists, you received the federal certificate.
Mm.
I don't know how you how you appreciate it, how you welcome it in your
And
perspective.
I thought everyone had it, right? I thought everyone received it too. So I was grateful that, oh yes, we all got this. But it was just amazing to see that with all the signatures. I was like, kudos to you. And then also seeing Danielle Smith, the I was like, this
Mentioning you.
girl is a mover and shaker. I'm like, this is amazing. Like I cherish that. I cherish looking at it. I'm like, wow, this is so good. Yeah. Thank
Okay.
you.
Oh, thank you too. Thank you too for this support.
I know.
Now, you you tell us a lot of things because I can use all the question because during your response, when you respond, you pay attention to cover a lot of things in your responses.
Mhm.
But before we close this interview, do you have something to share with new immigrants, with young generation, or any
Mhm.
person that could find this interview on YouTube?
Mhm. Well, for me, it's don't give up. Use failure as a learning opportunity. When I arrived Canada and I did one of the exams, I failed. I felt like my world was coming to an end after I've been going to school for a long time and not failing. I almost felt like giving up, but thank God I have an amazing husband, Wilfred, who said, no, you gotta keep going. And my children, Elizabeth, Solomon, and Ariel, they are all my cheerleaders. I said, no, mommy, you got this, you know? And I just want other family, like when someone have a family member going through something, even like integrating in Canada, I think the family should rally around them to support them because you cannot do it on your own. If you don't have strong support system, you cannot do it on your own. And you also have to, close your ears to the noise. There's too much noise out there. Too much noise, and it's all negative noise, who would say. Like for me, they said, oh, I know this person who went to medical school, they're a taxi driver. Oh, I know this person. What are you doing, wasting your time studying to go back into medicine? I shut my
Mhm.
ears to that and I said, God be my helper. God will make it work. And I worked hard too, so just shut your ears to that. And it's just so amazing we're talking about it now because Nadine just published a bestseller book, The Quarterback, which is a really good resource to talk about her journey, and so you need to support each other. You need to close your ears, and you're the CEO of your health and of your life and of your future. As Nadine would put it, you're the quarterback of your life.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know,
Absolutely.
exactly. And don't stay in your corner alone. You have to network. Most of the time, people only spend time with their community people. Yes, community is good because it makes you feel at home, but you have to go out of your comfort zone to achieve your goals. Network, network, network.
Network.
Get a mentor, get a sponsor, get someone who would open the door for you, get someone who would say your name in closed doors. And when you
Mhm.
get to that level too, you be that mentor, you be that sponsor for someone. Thank you.
Thank you too. Thank you very much, Dr. Yvonne.
You're
I will stop
welcome.
the recording.